Welcome to the second segment of Attack Plan. Today we are going to show how to start your day at Epcot. Now, as for Epcot, Epcot is basically separated into almost two different parks. You have Future World and you have World Showcase. We're going to talk about Fast Passes and the tier system that Epcot is on. And we are going to also talk about if you only have one day, how to get through it. Otherwise, I would suggest trying to do 2 days for Epcot for both sides. Let's get started. All right, here's our map. And as you can see here, the entrance is over to our right-hand side. And you would come in, and one of the first things you'll see is Spaceship Earth, which is the large ball right there on the right-hand side. All right, so they have a tier system when it comes to your Fast Passes. And you have a first tier and you have a second tier. In your first tier, you're allowed one Fast Pass from that tier, and then your other two Fast Passes have to be from the second tier. The rides that are in the first, or attractions that are in the first tier, are Frozen Ever After, Test Track, Soarin', and then I believe it is premier seating for Illumination's Reflection of Earth. So, what I would suggest is, if you're going to do it in one day, I would suggest to get Frozen Ever After as your first tier. Now, I've stood in line for Frozen Ever After, and it's not a good line to stand in for standby. I probably would not do Frozen Ever After again standing in line and standby. I'll always do a Fast Pass for that. So, for your second tier, anything other than those four, you can use. So what I would do is, starting out with the day, is this. Alright, Future World opens as soon as the park opens. World Showcase normally don't open till after 11 o'clock. So your Frozen Ever After Fast Pass isn't going to be for some time after 11 o'clock. So what I would do is I would try to either rope drop Soarin' or Test Track. This is up to you, which you want to go to. What I believe, I would probably go to Soarin'. And then see other attractions, hoping that maybe the wait time for Test Track will go down. If it doesn't go down, then I would probably, if it's a possibility to do single rider, it might be quicker to do it that way. The only difference is, if you're with a family, they can't all ride together. So eventually you're going to wait in line for something. So for your other two Fast Passes, I really don't know what to suggest, because usually there's a lot of the stuff that's in there besides those, you almost can walk on some days. And so the Fast Pass it doesn't make sense to me for the other two. I mean, you can use them for, like, to get into Turtle Talk. Maybe you can use them Journey into Imagination with Figment. And it kind of depends on when you go, because what it is if you're going during a busy time, then yeah, you might have to use your second two, especially like for Mission Space or Spaceship Earth. Those two right there are usually, they're more high traffic attractions than what, like, the Seas with Nemo and Friends are. Living with the Land, Pixar Short Film Festival, Journey into Imagination with Figment, Turtle Talk with Crush. So what I would state is, maybe you'd save your second one for those top two, the Mission Space and Spaceship Earth. But so at 11 o'clock, it opens up a World Showcase. Hopefully by that time you've rode a lot of stuff that's already in Future World. But I would not move to World Showcase until you finish up everything in the Future World. So when you get in the World Showcase, and the reason why I said if you have 2 days for this, to really see everything in World Showcase, really you need a day. And what's great about making just a day just for World Showcase is they don't open up till 11. So you would basically wouldn't have to be there until 11 to go to World Showcase, which would mean like if you decided to do a character breakfast somewhere else that's not inside Epcot, or if you wanted to have a morning where you spent at the pool at the resort, this would be a good time to do World Showcase that day. But if you don't have that kind of time, like I said, try to get as much as you can get done in Future World and then go to World Showcase. It really doesn't matter which way you go, but depending on where your Fast Pass is for Frozen, when it is, you're probably want to stay close to that area, because I'd hate to have you start in an area that was so far away that you would have to walk through everything to get to Frozen Ever After and then walk all the way back. So I know this was pretty short. There's some construction going on. They're actually redoing a lot of Epcot. You've got the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster that is going in. And so that's there. So really in Future World, the only ride you really have is you have Soarin', you have Test Track, you have Mission Space, Spaceship Earth, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, Living with the Land, Pixar Short Film Festival, Journey into Imagination with Figment, Turtle Talk with Crush, and that's all that's right there in Future World. So I know they're adding stuff and everything, and there's going to be a lot of construction going on here because this is the one that's going into construction. But as of right now, that's the way I would do it. Like I said, rope drop either Test Track or Soarin'. Make sure you get a Fast Pass for Frozen Ever After. And then the next 2 Fast Passes is really up to you, but I would probably do it for Mission Space and Spaceship Earth. So, yeah, this was a quick video. It wasn't really that hard, but Epcot's really not a hard one to get done in one day if you're not planning to spend a lot of times checking out all the different pavilions out in World Showcase. But if you are able to do 2 days and do 1 day at World Showcase, I really suggest that, because they do have, like I said, they have the Guardians of the Galaxy's roller coaster coming in. They also have the Ratatouille ride that's going into France. So those aren't done. So basically, it's pretty easy to get through it if you're really not wanting to look World Showcase over very well. Otherwise, like I said, do 2 days. 1 day in Future World and do the second day in World Showcase. So, as for that, that's going to be it. Catch you on our next adventure.